Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We thought we'd do some pickups today. We'll do some things just to show you sort of what sort of things come into the store. And you know, because obviously we do sales videos, what stuff goes out. So let's see what comes in. So first item we've got is this Star Wars. It's like a pinball set. Now these are made. I don't know who. Oh, the IMC Toys. These are made by. They actually printed these in various different skins. There was a Cars one. I think we've sold another cartoon one before. I can't exactly remember which one it was now. This is it. Really nice condition. Obviously, it comes in the box, which is a little bit tatty, but that's okay. It comes with working flippers. Really nice. This backboard lights up usually, and then you can reset your score and stuff, and you play pinball as you would expect. Quite a nice item. These usually go for about £10 to £15, something like that. But because this is a Star Wars one, it may be slightly more collectible, more valuable. It's not particularly rare or vintage or anything like that, but it's a nice item if you're into Star Wars. That's that one. Quite a nice item. I have to test that all of this stuff works before obviously we list it. We'll give everything a bit of a clean up as well. Fix stuff up as you'll see. Next thing is this box I've got here. So yeah, so this is the second pickup. As you can see, these are two Xbox 360s. This is from a house clearance, this one, and so I'm not 100% sure that either of these work, but my assumption would be that maybe one of them works, and then one of them broke, and then they bought a replacement, and then the replacement works. But the thing is, it came with all of these controllers. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I think these are Power A controllers. But nonetheless, they're still Xbox controllers, and they will still work with the Xbox. They're just sort of third-party ones. It comes with this antenna. I think this is a Wi-Fi receiver, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I picked up an Xbox. But this is a Wi-Fi receiver. These are usually pretty expensive just on their own. So like I say, even if these Xboxes don't end up actually working, then there's things that we can do with them. I mean, for example, these power cables, I think they're about 15 quid on their own. And if the Xbox doesn't work, we can take out the hard drives, get those sold as well. So there's things that you can do with those. But let's have a look at the games that came with it. There's a huge stack of games. So let's just move these out of the way for a sec. Give you a sort of a rundown of what sort of games are actually in here. I mean, again, what we'll need to do is, for example, we'll need to check that they've got the games actually in the boxes. And then what we also do as well is check that the condition on them's good. There you go. There's a whole bunch of games here. I'll just quickly run through them. A bunch of Far Cries and sort of shoot 'em ups. Max Payne 3, great game if you've not played that. Call of Duty, Battlefield, Ghost Recon. Sort of lots of shooters. Probably what I will do with these is bundle up some of the games with the console. And then there's some good titles here though. Grand Theft Auto. They're not particularly rare or valuable ones, but these are good for bundles. People buy these, they want to go back. What we might do is bundle the James Bonds together, bundle the the Grand Theft Autos together. Black Site, that was quite a good game. Remember that one back in the day? Metro. So we'll have to clean some of these up, remove all the labels and all that sort of stuff. From CEX. Check all the games are in there and that they're in good condition. And then if they're, and then we'll probably, we'll have to test those Xboxes. And that might be quite a good one. Naruto games are usually pretty good. This one feels very light. It has got the game in there and the manual. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of games here. This is going to take me a while to sort through all of this, but I thought it was a pretty good pickup. Quite like picking up console bundles and games. I like sorting through them and stuff. Any games that do have scratches, we've actually got a disc cleaner, so those will go out and be cleaned. But that's that one. Let me clean all this one up. Right, now we've got that out of the way. Next up, still got that on the table. There we go. Next up, from this house clearance guy. Now I quite like vintage stuff, retro stuff. It's not always toys, retro toys that we sell, although that is all you'll see on the website. Occasionally we come across sort of retro kitchenware and other retro stuff. This is certainly one of those things. This is actually a retro super shred. It basically shreds your vegetables. But it's all brand new, still in the box, still in the the plastic and that. And what you'd basically do is you'd put your veg in here, you put your shredding disc in here, and then you've got a handle. Put the handle in, and then you shred. Then you shred it. Not that interesting, but I picked this up very cheap. I mean, to be honest, trying to find toys all the time is quite difficult to try and keep your business afloat. So we have to be diverse, and occasionally we come across interesting stuff like this too. So hopefully you'd appreciate seeing some of this, because I quite like some of this stuff as well. I mean, I think this is probably like a 70s vegetable shredder. I would say as well. Box is not in the greatest condition, but that should go for about 20 quid, I would have thought. Next up, same house clearance guy. This is a Sony DVD portable DVD player. We'll get that mark cleaned off. But again, yeah, we just need to clean everything up. It just turns on. Oh, it's got free DVD in it. What we got? Insanity, Pure Cardio. It's not something I would watch personally. There you go. So yeah, portable DVD player. You plug it in, plays your DVDs. You can play it in the car and all that sort of stuff. I've sold loads of these over the years, and these I always pick these up because these sell really well. I've got the charger, but I didn't bring that with me because it's not that interesting to see. Next up, we've got these WWE wrestling rings. I think this one is actually from the WWF Attitude Era. I think that was the logo. I'd have to look this up. But this one's in quite nice condition. Still got the original ropes, although this one's a little bit sagged. The mat presses down. I'm not too sure what the point of that is. I think it's just when you throw them down, it makes them bounce. We picked up a selection of wrestlers. I mean, this guy had boxes and boxes of wrestling figures, and he only wanted £1 each for these actually. But I said to him, how much do you want for the whole box? He didn't really seem too interested in selling them all as a big box, even though I would have probably still paid £1 for them anyway. But these are kind of, the wrestling figures are good, but they don't sell amazingly. They don't sell amazingly quick, but they are good. I mean, I think the thing with wrestling now is that a lot of these characters, like the Undertaker, the Rock. Who else we got here? Another Undertaker one there. That's the American Badass era. Mick Foley. I think this one is actually a Mattel one. Oh no, it's not. It's Jack's 1998. But yeah, Mick Foley. I mean, he had like the huge box of them, but in the end, he kind of, he kept umming and ahhing, and I couldn't really be bothered to sort of argue with him about it. So I just took the wrestling rings off him, picked up some of the figures. There's a Booker T there. Who else we got? I think that one's Mick Foley as well. You got Cena, although you probably can't see him. And there's Rey Mysterio. Now, this guy had these rings as well. He had these two, or had this one as well, as you can see. Yeah, these are all sort of tangled up. I'll need to go through this and untangle them, repair anything that needs to be repaired. But that one should be fine, to be honest with you. I would have thought. This one, however, Now this one's quite a bad boy ring, to be fair. Let's move all these out of the way. You know, you got your big entrance thing here. You walk down the ramp into the ring, and you know, you've got various sounds and lights and stuff. That does fit in. I just don't want to put it in. Yeah, so lights up, makes sounds and stuff. Really cool. And obviously, what you do, you get your Booker T, and then you throw them on the ground, and then Booker T go crazy, and the crowd goes wild. But yeah, as you can see, you know, this rope is absolutely, completely mangled. What we'll need to do is get this replaced. I'll probably try and find some more elastic. We've got all the posts, which is fine. So it literally just needs to replace the elastic ropes. But then that's ready to go. But really nice pick up these. I mean, the rings especially, you don't... I'm going to stop touching it. The rings especially, you don't sort of see very often now. You see bundles of these figures. I mean, I just tried to pick 10 off the top, basically, just to throw with the rings when they go out for sale. But yeah, it's a tough one. I didn't just want to leave this behind. I mean, he wanted £1 for this. I mean, it seems stupid not to pick that up for £1. But it'll take some work to get it working, you know. But yeah, pretty cool pickup nonetheless. Like I said, he had a whole box of wrestlers. I mean, this tub was absolutely massive. He reckoned there was 200 in there, but you know, I've been doing this a long time. I've seen boxes of wrestlers before, and I can say there probably wasn't 200, maybe 100 in there. But as you was going through the box, you know, like some of them had broken arms. Like this guy's arm would be missing, or this guy's leg would be missing, and you know, and I thought, well, for that sort of, if he wants basically £1 each for them, which is a fair enough price if you want to sell them for that. But you know, I can't go through them that much. These don't sell for a lot of money. You might get a £5 each for them, and even then they sell very, very slowly. But with the rings, quite a nice item. So yeah, quite cool. Next up, I'm always trying to expand my horizons. One thing I always see all the time are metal matchbox sort of old cars. Now, usually I don't bother with these at all, to be honest with you. A lot of them are very, very, very low value. But this guy had a massive, massive box of them, and he wanted 50p each for them. So I thought I'd give these two a try just because they were unusual. And like I say, I like to expand my horizons. Occasionally you do find some of these and they're worth, 10, 20, £30. So it's worth having a look. This is obviously a caravan. I believe this is a 1970 or something like that. Let me try and focus that in. There you go. A 1970. Thought it was interesting looking. Probably not worth anything, but 50p, I thought I'd try and expand my horizons. Thing is with this game is you need to always need to keep learning and stuff. You never know everything. You'll never know everything about everything. So it's always best to try and expand your horizons, learn as much as you can out in the field, or of the field, sorry, and just try and expand. So this one here is a Rolls-Royce. I don't think this is broken. I think this is actually just a convertible by the looks of it. But it's a Rolls-Royce. I think again 1970, 1969. I don't know if that means that this particular model was built in 1969, or if the Jaguar is a 1969 Jaguar. I'd have to look that up as well. But again, because it's is this a Jaguar? No, it is a Rolls-Royce. Sorry, I don't know why I said Jaguar. I said Rolls-Royce first. But yeah, Rolls-Royce. Usually the Rolls-Royces, because obviously they're rollers, might go for a decent bit of money. But again, this is really just a bit of fun, really. Just trying to see if I can learn something else. Last thing is just this piece of Heineken signage. Put it on your wall. You'd hang it on your wall. A lot of bars and stuff are people building bars at home during lockdown. Quite popular over the last couple of years. So a lot of people have been looking for, Heineken, well, not necessarily Heineken, but, beer mats, signs to put on their walls and all sorts of alcoholic memorabilia. This is quite a nice wall plate. Yeah, that was the last one. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that. Get to see some of the stuff that sort of comes in and out the store. I'll continue doing some of this stuff as time goes on, and you'll see some of this stuff come and go hopefully in the future. Because also I don't want to hoard all this stuff. I hope it does sell. But yeah, quite interesting nonetheless. Like I say, we've got a box break coming tomorrow, Wednesday, 8 p.m. UK time. Make sure you're there. Loads of products still available on the website. Yeah, thanks for tuning in.